when you said, don't misidentify with the body. And don't misidentify with any thought. Any thought. When that's accomplished, all is accomplished. And when you say that instruction, it's almost not quite like an instruction. It's more a description of reality.
That is because it is instruction and knowledge which transcends activity of body, speech, and mind.
It's self-instruction. It's a self-instructing itself about itself.
That's true. No one else is allowed here.
There's been something that's happening several times in dialogues we've had recently, and it happens when I read Ribbu. The experience is like this. It's the description of the self becomes very clear. And it seems like it's, let me approach it a different way. When I read Ribbu, often as I start to realize, especially if it's the beginning of the chapter, because it's Ribbu talking to Nadaga, and you can kind of tell the two, the teacher and the student. Then as it goes along a little bit further, then often it's I am, and then it'll be this glorious description of the self. I am glorious description. I am glorious description. So I read it for a while, and I think that it's Ribbu describing Ribbu. But as I keep reading along further, it's, wait a minute, this is not a description of somebody to somebody else. This is a description of myself. But not even like, I couldn't claim that it's myself, like it's my portion of the self or something. But that's where I find my practice teeters, is right on that very fine misidentification called I can't believe I'm a self. It just can't be that. That's really my nature.
So the practice is directed toward an inquiry into that very I. The Guru, in this case Ribbu, the Guru's ability to reveal the truth is precisely in the fact that he does not conceive of another self, a teacher and the one who is taught. He sees no such difference. The disciple who also sees no such difference, by destroying the sense of his separate I-ness, realizes what the teaching is. Moreover, if such holy texts were simply about the experience of someone else, they would have some value, but not supreme value. That they are about you in your real nature. In this lies their supreme value. Ribhu's description, whether given in the first or second person in the verses, or even in the third person, is more about you than any thought you've ever had.
Follow what you just said, Ben. There's not really... Thoughts have so little value that compared to one's direct experience, that anything other than that, I'd have to question who's paying attention to that thought. And who?
If he who pays attention or entangles himself with that thought is just another thought, is one thought binding another? Thoughts never show anything about the reality, that they cannot possibly stand apart from the reality. Thoughts have no existence apart from you, but you are most certainly not a thought. In truth, there is no such existent thing as a thought.
What you just said reminded me from Friday night. You did it's like this beautiful poetic demonstration that any reality or apparent existence found in any form, whether it's a gross form or a subtle form like a thought, that existence that you say is in the thought, that's your existence. And since Friday night, that's been a pretty steady experience, that wherever something appears to be something that's real, even though I'm going, wait a minute, that's a thought, it's like, well, the thing in that I think is real. That is myself. That's not, and it's not to be confused with a thought. And in fact, when I see that everything that I think is real, I'm just, the rest of it kind of disappears. The forms become much less valuable because they don't tell me anything about myself. They're not very interesting. I'm most interested in myself because that's where the freedom lies.
Since the self is not particularized or individualized, and most certainly not a form, then your interest lies in existence. Existence is infinite and eternal.
It's no small wonder that that's what I'm interested in. It's really the only thing that I'm interested in.
To abide as the infinite and the eternal is to be blissful, which is in accord with your natural state. The existence that is everywhere at all times is you. It is without difference, no duality, and no form applies to it. You are that existence. There is not a second existence or another existence. Difference is unreal. The thought of difference is also unreal. The existence that appears as that thought and the difference is only the undifferentiated existence, which is real. Similarly, the knowing in all knowing is of one kind only. It is consciousness. Consciousness is the undifferentiated existence. To think I am like this or I am that is only imagination. To think I know this is only imagination. There is only one existence, one consciousness, even in the imagination. To abide in it, as it, free from imagination, is what is true.